The rain falls heavy on Okinawa. It is May 1945. The sky is the color of bruised flesh. Purple, gray, black, swollen with violence. The clouds hang low, pressing down on the island like a hand pressing on a wound, trying to stop the bleeding. But there is too much blood, too much death. The bleeding will not stop. The rain is not gentle, not soft, not cleansing. It is violent, angry, relentless. Sheets of water that pound the earth like artillery, that turn red dirt to brown mud, that fill foxholes with water the color of rust, the color of blood, that makes everything slick, dangerous, deadly. Every step is a risk, every movement a gamble. The jungle is alive with water, dripping from leaves, running down tree trunks, pooling in craters left by bombs. The air is thick, heavy, hard to breathe. It smells of rain and jungle rot and cordite and blood. Always blood. The smell soaks into skin, into lungs, into soul. It never leaves, not even after the war, not even after decades. The smell of blood and rain and death, forever. On a hill in the southern part of the island, a hill with no name, just a number on a map, Hill 178, a Japanese soldier sits in a dugout. A hole in the ground, 3 feet deep, 5 feet long, 4 feet wide, covered with logs, covered with dirt, covered with brush, camouflaged, invisible from above, from the sides, from everywhere. The perfect sniper's nest, the perfect tomb. His name is Private First Class Hiroshi Nakamura. He is 23 years old. He was born in Nagasaki, in a small house near the harbor. His father was a fisherman, his mother a seamstress. He has one sister, Yuki. She is 19 now, or was. Hiroshi does not know if she is alive. He has not heard from home in 8 months. The letters stopped. The supply ships stopped. Everything stopped. Japan is losing. Everyone knows it, but no one speaks of it. To speak of defeat is treason. To question is death. So Hiroshi does not speak, does not question. He just fights, just obeys, just waits to die. He looks 40 years old, maybe 50. War does that. 3 years of fighting does that. Guadalcanal, New Guinea, Peleliu, now Okinawa. Island after island. Defeat after defeat. Retreat after retreat. Death after death. His uniform is tattered. The cotton torn. The seams ripped. Stained with mud, the color of rust. With blood? His blood. Others' blood. Enemy blood. All the same color. All the same weight. His boots are falling apart. The leather cracked. The soles detached. Flapping with every step. He wrapped them with strips of cloth torn from a dead man's shirt. It helps, a little, but his feet are infected, swollen, red, oozing pus. Every step is agony. White-hot pain shooting up his legs. But he walks anyway, because he must. Because orders are orders. Because there is no choice. His face is gaunt, hollow, the skin stretched tight over bone. Cheekbones sharp enough to cut. Eyes sunken deep, ringed with dark purple circles. The eyes themselves are brown, or were. Now they are black, empty, dead. The eyes of a man who has seen too much, done too much, lost too much. He has not slept in 3 days, has not really slept in 3 years. Just moments of unconsciousness, stolen between battles, between horrors. He has not eaten in 2 days. The rations ran out. The supply lines are cut. The Americans control everything. The sea, the air, the land, all of it. There is no food, no water, no ammunition, no reinforcements, no hope, just orders, just duty, just honor, just death. Hiroshi knows he will die here, on this island, on this hill. He has known for weeks, since the Americans landed, since the battle started, since his unit was cut off. He does not fear death. He welcomed it, invited it. But death is patient. Death waits. Death takes its time. So Hiroshi waits too, with 6 bullets, with 2 grenades, with a knife, with 48 hours. Maybe more, maybe less. Time has lost meaning. There is only now, only this moment. Only the rain and the mud and the blood and the waiting Hiroshi is a sniper. He trained for 2 years. Before the war. Before Guadalcanal. Before everything. He was good. The best in his unit. The best in his regiment. Maybe the best in the division. He does not know. Does not care. Being the best means nothing when everyone is dying. When everyone is lost. He carries an Arisaka Type 97 sniper rifle. Bolt action, wood stock. Metal barrel. Cold, heavy, reliable. The scope is scratched. Fogged, but functional. Hiroshi has killed 73 men with this rifle. 73 enemies who will never go home. 73 families who will receive letters. Who will weep? Who will hate? Hiroshi used to count. Used to remember each face. Each death. Each life taken. But he stopped. Somewhere around number 30. Or 40, the faces blurred together. Became one face. The face of the enemy. The face of death. The face in the mirror. Now he does not count. Does not remember. Does not think. He just shoots. Just kills. Just waits for his turn. The rifle holds 5 rounds in the magazine. 1 in the chamber. 6 shots total. That is all he has left. 6 bullets. For 48 hours. Maybe longer. He does not know how long the Americans will take. How long before they overrun this position. How long before they kill him. He only knows his orders. Orders given by his captain. Captain Yamada. A good man. A kind man. A dead man. Killed yesterday. Shot through the head by an American sniper. Ironic. The orders were simple. Hold the hill. Do not retreat. Do not surrender. Fight until death. Die with honor. Those are the orders. Simple, clear, impossible. But Hiroshi does not question. He is a soldier. A son of Japan. A servant of the emperor. Questioning is not his place. Obedience is. Duty is. Death is. Asterisk, the hill is not large. Maybe 100 meters across at the base. 50 meters at the top. It rises 20 meters above the surrounding jungle. Not high, but high enough. High enough to see. High enough to shoot. High enough to die. The slopes are rocky. Covered with scrub brush. Thorny. Thick. A few trees. Twisted. Bent. Blasted by artillery. The bark is shredded. The branches are broken. Some are burning, smoldering, despite the rain. The top is relatively flat. A plateau. A good position. A killing field. Hiroshi can see for kilometers in every direction. To the north. The American lines. Tanks. Dozens of them. Sherman tanks. Big, loud, unstoppable. Artillery positions. Howitzers. Mortar. Firing constantly. The sound is deafening. Even from here. Even through the rain. Thousands of soldiers, Americans, moving south, advancing, methodical, professional, unstoppable, to the south. The Japanese lines. What is left of them? A few hundred men, maybe fewer. Hiroshi does not know. Communication is gone. Radios destroyed. Messengers killed. They are isolated, cut off, surrounded, dug into caves, into bunkers, into the earth, waiting, fighting, dying, to the east and west. The sea, blue, beautiful, calm, indifferent. The waves roll in, gentle, peaceful, as if there is no war, as if men are not dying, as if the world is not ending. Escape is impossible. The Americans control the sea. Their ships line the horizon, gray, massive, bristling with guns. Control the air. Their planes circle overhead, constant, buzzing like insects, dropping bombs, firing rockets, strafing, killing, control everything. All that remains is this hill, and Hiroshi, and 6 bullets, and 48 hours, and rain and death. The Americans came yesterday morning, at dawn, the sun rising pale and weak through the clouds. Hiroshi watched them assemble. 2 companies, maybe 300 men, maybe more. Hard to tell through the rain, through the mist. They formed up in neat lines, spread out, 10 meters between each man. Textbook tactics, professional, confident. They had everything, tanks, 4 of them. Sherman M4 South, artillery support, mortar firing from behind the lines, air support, Corsairs circling overhead, waiting to dive, to strafe, to kill. Everything? Hiroshi's unit had nothing. 50 men, rifles, Arisaka Type 38s, old, worn, a few grenades. Type 97 hand grenades. Stick grenades, primitive, a single machine gun. Type 96, jammed after the first burst. Never fired again. They had courage. They had honor. They had orders. But courage does not stop bullets. Honor does not stop tanks. Orders do not stop death. They fought anyway, because that is what soldiers do. That is what sons of Japan do. They fight. They die. They do not surrender. Never surrender. To surrender is shame. Shame worse than death. So they fought. For 6 hours they fought. The Americans advanced slowly, carefully, picking their way up the hill, using cover, using tactics, using overwhelming firepower. The Japanese fired from foxholes, from spider holes, from behind rocks. They threw grenades. They charged. Banzai attacks, screaming, desperate, suicidal. The Americans cut them down. Machine guns, rifles, flamethrowers. The screaming stopped. The charging stopped. The dying did not stop. 1 by 1 they fell. 2 by 2. 10 by 10. Hiroshi stayed in his dugout, hidden, invisible. He did not charge, did not scream, did not die. He watched through his scope, picked his targets, officers, NCOs, machine gunners. The important ones, the dangerous ones. He fired 1 shot, 1 kill. He killed 7 Americans that day. 7 men who would never go home. 7 mothers who would weep. 7 wives who would wait for letters that would never come. Hiroshi did not think about that, could not think about that. If he thought about it, he would hesitate. If he hesitated, he would die. Not with honor, not with purpose, just dead. So he did not think. He just shot, just killed, Just a bay dot by noon, the hill was silent. His unit was gone. All 50 men. All dead. Scattered across the hill like broken dolls. Some whole. Some in pieces. Some recognizable. Some not. The rain washed their blood away. Turned the ground red. Then brown. Then just mud. The Americans controlled the hill. They moved to the top. Set up positions. Machine gun nests. Mortar positions. Observation posts. Made it a strong point. A fortress. They searched for survivors. Walked through the battlefield. Checking bodies. Shooting the wounded. Mercy or cruelty. Hard to tell. Hiroshi stayed hidden. In his dugout. Underground. Barely breathing. His heart pounding so loud he thought they would hear it. They walked over him. Right over his dugout. Boots on the logs above his head. Voices. American voices. Loud. Confident. Joking. One said, check this area. Another said, it is clear. Move on. They moved on. They did not find him. They did not look hard enough. Or he was lucky. Or God was watching. Hiroshi does not believe in God. Not anymore. Not after Guadalcanal. Not after seeing what men do to each other. What he has done. No. Not God. Just luck. Dumb luck. He waited. Silent. Still. Not moving. Not breathing. For hours. Until dark. Until the Americans settled in. Until the sentries were posted. Until the camp was quiet. Then he emerged. Like a ghost. Like a demon. Like death itself. He crawled through the American positions. Inch by inch. Foot by foot. Silent as shadow. The rain helped. Masked his movement. Masked his sound. The darkness helped. Made him invisible. Made him nothing. He saw the sentries. 4 of them. Posted at the corners of the position. Young. Nervous. Scanning the jungle. Looking for threats. Looking for ghosts. Looking for him. He came up behind the first one. A boy. 18 maybe. Blonde hair. Blue eyes. Probably from somewhere in America. Iowa. Kansas. Nebraska. Somewhere flat. Somewhere green. Somewhere far from here. The boy never saw him. Never heard him. Never knew. Hiroshi's knife slid into his kidney. Up. Angled. Into the heart. The boy gasped. Stiffened. Died. Silent. Quick. Almost painless. Hiroshi lowered him to the ground. Gently. With respect. This boy was not his enemy. Not really. This boy was just a soldier. Like him, following orders. Like him, trying to survive. Like him, dying anyway. Like everyone. Hiroshi took his grenades. 2 of them. Mk2 fragmentation grenades. American. Pineapple-shaped. Heavy. Deadly. He took his canteen. Full water. Clean, cool, precious. He drank half. Saved half. He moved to the 2nd sentry. Then the 3rd. Then the 4th. 3 more boys. 3 more deaths. 3 more families who would weep. Hiroshi did not think about that. Could not think about that. He just moved. Just killed. Just survived. He gathered supplies. Grenades. 6 total. Ammunition. But wrong. Caliber. American. 30-06. His rifle was 6.5 millimeters. Useless. He left it. He crawled back to his dugout. Disappeared into the earth. Into darkness. Into waiting. He had killed 4 sentries. The Americans would know in the morning. Would know there is a ghost on this hill. Would know they are not safe. Would know they are being hunted. Good. Let them know. Let them fear. Let them feel what his unit felt yesterday, what he feels every day, every hour, every breath, fear and death. And rain. Asterisk. Now it is morning. The second day. Day 2 of 48 hours. The rain falls harder. The wind picks up. The Americans are preparing to move out, to continue south, to assault the final Japanese positions, to end this battle, to end this war, to go home. But they cannot leave the hill undefended, cannot leave their rear exposed, cannot risk a Japanese counterattack. So they left a platoon, 40 men, to hold the hill, to guard the supply line, to watch for enemies, for ghosts, for him. Hiroshi watches them through his scope, wet, miserable, scared. They found the sentries this morning, found the bodies, throats cut, stripped of weapons, of supplies. The Americans are angry and scared. A dangerous combination. They are searching, sweeping the hill, looking for him, but they will not find him. His dugout is perfect, hidden, invisible. He is 100 meters from their position, in thick jungle, behind fallen logs, behind brush, behind the rain. They cannot see him, but he can see them. Every movement, every gesture, every target. He picks his first target carefully. A sergeant, older than the others, maybe 25, maybe 30. Hard to tell through the scope, through the rain. He is organizing the men, pointing, directing, shouting, a leader, a dangerous one. Hiroshi centers the crosshairs on his chest, on his heart. He breathes, in, out, in, holds it, calms his heartbeat, steadies his hands, squeezes the trigger, smooth, gentle, like a caress. The rifle bucks. The sound cracks through the rain. Sharp, final. The sergeant drops. Blood sprays. Dark red against the gray mud. Against the green jungle. Against the pale face of the boy next to him. The Americans scatter, diving for cover. Behind rocks. Behind trees. Behind each other, shouting, screaming, pointing. Where is he? I do not know. There, no there, everywhere, nowhere. They fire, wildly, blindly, into the jungle, into the rain, into nothing. Hundreds of rounds, thousands, tearing through leaves, through branches, through air. None come close to Hiroshi. He is too far, too hidden, too patient. He does not move, does not flinch, does not breathe. He waits. A sniper's greatest weapon is not his rifle, not his scope, not his aim. It is patience, the ability to wait, to be still, to be nothing. Hiroshi has patience. 3 years of war has taught him patience. Patience and death. Always death. After 10 minutes the firing stops. The jungle is quiet. Just rain, just wind, just fear. The Americans are talking. Radios crackling, calling for support, for artillery, for help. One man stands, carefully, cautiously, behind a rock. Just his head, just his helmet, looking, searching, trying to spot the sniper, trying to see death before death sees him. But death is already watching. Hiroshi centers the crosshairs. On the helmet, on the head beneath. He breathes, squeezes. The rifle cracks. The helmet flies off. The man drops. Like a puppet with cut strings. Like a doll. Like nothing. 2 down. 4 bullets left. 47 hours to go. The Americans panic. More firing. More screaming. More radios. More fear. Hiroshi does not move. He waits, reloading, slow, mechanical, precise. 5 bullets in the magazine. None in the chamber. He works the bolt. Smooth, quiet, 1-round chambers. 5 bullets total now. Not 6, he miscounted. Or used one he forgot. Does not matter. 5 is enough. 5 more deaths. 5 more ghosts. The Americans call in artillery, mortar. Hiroshi hears the distant thump. Then the whistle. Then the explosion. 50 meters away. Then another. Closer. Then another. Walking toward him, searching, probing, trying to kill what they cannot see. Shrapnel tears through the jungle, through trees, through air, through everything, but not through Hiroshi's dugout, not through 3 feet of earth, not through logs and dirt can cover. He presses himself flat, hands over his head, eyes closed, waiting. The barrage lasts 30 minutes, maybe longer. Time loses meaning in bombardment. There is only noise, only violence, only waiting to die. Then silence, ringing silence, the kind that fills ears, fills head, fills everything. Hiroshi waits, counts to 100, then emerges, looks through his scope. The jungle is destroyed, trees shattered, ground cratered, smoke rising. But he is alive, still hidden, still hunting. The Americans send a patrol, 3 men, moving slowly, rifles raised, eyes scanning. They are terrified. Hiroshi can see it. In their movements, in their hesitation, in the way they jump at every sound, every snap of a twig, every drip of rain. They are boys playing soldier, boys who will die today. They come within 50 meters of Hiroshi's position. Close, very close. He can see their faces. Young, so young. Younger than his sister Yuki. Younger than him. Too young to be here. Too young to die. But they are here, and they will die. Because this is war. Because he has orders. Because there is no mercy. Not here, not now, not ever. He lets them pass, waits until they are past him, until their backs are turned, until they are bunched together. Too close, poor tactics. He aims at the middle man, centers the crosshairs between his shoulder blades, breathes, squeezes. The rifle cracks, the man falls. The other 2 spin, eyes wide, mouths open, firing. Bullets tearing through the jungle, through the rain, through nothing. Hiroshi is already gone, already moving, crawling, low, slow, to a new position. 30 meters away, he watches. The 2 men drag their friend, back toward their lines, back toward safety that does not exist. The man is still alive, screaming, crying, begging. Hiroshi could shoot him again, could end his pain, could end his screaming, but he does not. Let him scream. Let the others hear. Let them know. Fear is a weapon. Terror is a tool. Let them be afraid. Let them feel helpless. Let them wait for death like he waits, like his unit waited, like Japan waits. 3 down, 4 bullets left, 36 hours to go. The day passes slowly. The sun arcs across the gray sky, invisible behind clouds, behind rain, behind death. The Americans do not move. They stay behind cover, behind rocks, behind trees, behind fear. They fire occasionally, into the jungle, at shadows, at ghosts, at nothing, wasting ammunition, wasting hope, wasting time. Hiroshi does not shoot again. He saves his bullets, saves his strength. He drinks the rest of the water. American water. It tastes clean. Better than Japanese water. Better than muddy puddles. Better than rainwater licked from leaves. He allows himself to think about home. About Nagasaki. About his house near the harbor. Small, wooden, 2 rooms. His father's fishing boat tied to the dock. Nets drying in the sun. His mother's garden. Tomatoes, radishes, green onions. His sister Yuki playing in the yard. 8 years old then. Laughing, happy, before the war, before everything. He wonders if she is still alive, if any of them are alive. The Americans have been bombing Japan. He knows this. Everyone knows this. Cities burned. Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, Kobe, maybe Nagasaki. Maybe his home, maybe his family. He does not know, cannot know, can only wait and hope and fight and die. He thinks about his father, a quiet man, strong, steady, teaching him to fish, to tie knots, to read the sea, to survive. His father never spoke of war, never spoke of honor, never spoke of duty. Just work, just family, just life, simple life, good life. Gone now, probably, maybe. Hiroshi will never know. He thinks about his mother, soft, kind, always singing while she worked. Old songs, folk songs, songs about love, about seasons, about life. She sewed his uniform, this uniform, 3 years ago, before he deployed. She cried while she sewed, tried to hide it, but he saw. He said, "Do not cry, mother. I will come home." She said, "Promise me." He said, "I promise." He lied, or maybe he did not. Maybe his body will come home, in a box, in ash, in memory. That counts, maybe. Night falls. The second night, Hiroshi moves again. He cannot stay in his dugout forever. The Americans will find him eventually, with enough firepower, enough searching, enough luck. He must be proactive, must strike, must kill, must terrify. He crawls through the darkness, through the rain, through the mud. He is exhausted. His body screams. His feet throb. His hands shake. His vision blurs. He has not slept in 4 days now, has not eaten in 3. But he moves anyway, because he must, because orders are orders, because this is his duty, his honor, his death. He reaches the American position, 30 meters away. 20:10, so close he can hear them talking, whispering, praying. One says, "I want to go home." Another says, "We all do." Another says, "Be quiet. Someone will hear." They are right. Someone hears. Hiroshi hears. He pulls a grenade. Mk2, American. He pulls the pin, holds the spoon, counts. 1, 2, 3. He throws. High arc, into the center of the position, into the huddle of men, into the fear. The grenade explodes. Light, fire, sound, shrapnel, screaming, so much screaming. Men running, dying, bleeding, burning, chaos, beautiful chaos, terrible chaos, necessary chaos. Hiroshi throws another grenade, then another, then another. All 6, one after another, rapid, precise, deadly. Explosions light up the night, turn darkness to day, turn men to meat, turn hope to horror. Then silence, just rain, just moaning, just death. Hiroshi waits, watching, counting. How many dead? How many wounded? How many left? Hard to tell in the darkness, in the rain, in the aftermath. He moves closer, crawling, Slow, silent. He finds a wounded American. Young, blonde, blue eyes. Shot through the stomach. Intestines visible. Steaming in the cold rain. The man looks up, sees Hiroshi, sees death. His eyes widen. His mouth opens. He tries to speak. Blood bubbles out instead of words. He reaches up. One hand. Shaking. Pleading. Begging. Not for life. Too late for that. For mercy. For end. For peace. Hiroshi draws his knife. But he hesitates. For the first time in 3 years of war. He hesitates. He looks at this boy. This enemy. This dying child. And he sees himself. Sees his sister. Sees humanity. Sees the waste. The terrible, stupid, endless waste. He wants to end it. To stop. To surrender. To go home. But there is no home. No surrender. No end. Just this. Just death. Just honor. He raises the knife. The American closes his eyes. Accepts. Waits. Hiroshi drives the knife down. Quick. Clean. Into the heart. The American sighs. Relaxes. Dies. Hiroshi pulls the knife out. Wipes it on his pants. Moves on. He finds 5 more wounded. He kills them all. Quick. Clean. Merciful. It is the only mercy war allows. The only kindness left. Then he returns to his dugout. 4 bullets left. 24 hours to go. Maybe less. The end is coming. He can feel it. In the air. In the rain. In his bones. Tomorrow they will come. With everything. And he will die. Fighting. Killing. Obeying. Until the last bullet. Until the last breath. Until the last honor-got dawn comes. The 3rd day. The rain stops. For the first time in a week. The sun rises. Pale. Weak. But there. The clouds part. Just a little. Just enough. Hiroshi watches from his dugout. Watches the Americans gather. But not 40 men. Not 30. 200. Maybe more. They called for reinforcements. Overnight. An entire company. Maybe more. They have tanks. 4 Sherman M4 South. They have flamethrowers, infantry, machine guns, mortar, everything. They are not taking chances. Not risking another night. Not risking more deaths. They will overwhelm. Will crush. Will kill. Hiroshi understands. He would do the same. He checks his rifle. 4 bullets, 4 chances. 4 deaths. Then nothing. Then knife. Then fists. Then teeth. Then death. His death. Finally, he is ready. Has been ready. For 3 years. For 3 days. For 48 hours. He is tired. So tired. Of war. Of killing. Of rain. Of everything. But he cannot rest. Not yet. Not until it is over. Not until he has done his duty. Kept his honor. Died well. The Americans advance. A wave of men. A tide of steel. Unstoppable. Hiroshi picks a target. An officer. Tall. Important. Pointing. Directing. He centers the crosshairs. Breathes one last time. Squeezes. The rifle cracks. The officer falls. 3 bullets left. 199 enemies. The Americans return fire. Thousands of rounds. The jungle explodes. Trees shatter. His dugout collapses. Logs crack. Dirt caves. Hiroshi is buried. Trapped. He digs. Claws. Fights. Emerges. Bleeding. Broken. But alive. Still alive. Still fighting. He aims. Fires. A machine gunner drops. 2 bullets left. The tanks fire. High explosive. The ground erupts. Shrapnel tears through. Through trees. Through brush. Through Hiroshi. He is hit. Shoulder, leg, chest. He falls. Blood pours. Hot. Thick. So much blood. He cannot breathe. Cannot move. Cannot see. Just pain. Just blood. Just end. But not yet. Not finished. He raises his rifle. One more time. Aims at the sky. At the sun. At God. At nothing. And fires. His last bullet. His last act. His last fuck you to the war. Then silence. Then darkness. Then peace. Finally. Peace. The Americans reach his position. Weapons raised. Ready. But he is dead. One man, alone. Covered in blood. Surrounded by empty shells. By death. By honor. They stare. In disbelief. In respect. In horror. One man held this hill for 48 hours. Killed 23. Wounded 30 more. Delayed an entire battalion. One man, the American captain, stands over Hiroshi's body. Young, maybe 25. He removes his helmet. He says, Jesus Christ. Brave son of a bitch. A lieutenant says, should we burn him? The captain says no. We bury him. With honors. He earned it. They do. They bury Hiroshi on the hill he held, the hill he died for. They mark his grave with his rifle, bayonet stuck in the ground, his helmet on top. Japanese helmet, dented, blood-stained, a soldier's grave, an enemy's grave, a warrior's grave. They salute, Americans saluting a Japanese soldier, enemies honoring enemies. Humans honoring humans. Then they move on, south, to more war, to more death, to eventual victory, to eventual home. Years later, 1952, 7 years after the war, an American veteran returns to Okinawa. His name is James. He was there, on the hill. He survived, barely, shrapnel in his back. In his leg, but alive. He thinks about that day, about that soldier, about that ghost who hunted them, who terrified them, who died fighting. He finds the hill, Hill 178, now overgrown, peaceful. He finds the grave, still there, still marked, tended by locals, by Okinawans who remember, who respect, who honor all the dead. James stands there, at the grave. He says, I was here. I was one of the men you hunted. You could have killed me. You had chances. But you let me live. I do not know why. But thank you. Thank you for showing mercy. Thank you for proving we were all human, all victims. All pawns in a war we did not start, did not want, could not stop. He places flowers, white chrysanthemums, Japanese funeral flowers. He bows, deeply, respectfully, then leaves. In 1960, Hiroshi's sister Yuki receives a letter. She survived the war, survived the bombing of Nagasaki, barely, scarred, burned, but alive. The letter is from an American. It says, your brother died with honor. He fought bravely. He was a true warrior. I was there. I saw. He showed mercy when he did not have to. He was not a monster. He was a man. A good man. I wanted you to know. I wanted his family to know. He mattered. His sacrifice mattered. His honor mattered. Thank you, James. Yuki weeps. For her brother. For the war. For all the young men. On all sides. Who died. For nothing. For everything. For honor. And on Okinawa. On a hill with no name. Just a number. Hill 178. A grave remains. Tended. Honored. Remembered. The grave of Private First Class Hiroshi Nakamura, who held a hill alone for 48 hours, who proved that courage knows no flag, that honor knows no nation, that humanity survives even in war, even in death, even in memory, forever.